What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to Impact Wrestling Review, the show from May 3rd, 2019. They're still in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and this will be the fallout results for this Impact Wrestling show, which pertains to the fallout of Impact Rebellion 2019. You have your commentators as usual, Don Callis and Josh Matthews. So let's get right to it. So yeah, we're gonna get to everything about Brian Cage and other things too that on the show that that in a way made me scratch my head, like where is this going, like on what direction are they going with this now, and basically other plans as well, and also feuds also still continuing on. And yeah, but we're going to all that right now. So we get Michael Elgin coming out first to make his Impact Wrestling debut. On the regular Impact Wrestling show. He made a big Impact debut at Rebellion by confronting Brian Cage. And basically this is Michael Elgin leaving New Japan to be part of Impact Wrestling. So yeah, he decided to make the deal with Impact Wrestling, and he's there. He's now officially there. So Michael Elgin says that he left Japan to become so he could become the next Impact World Champion, and which is why he laid out Brian Cage, and he wants to be next in line to face Brian Cage. And all of a sudden we get Johnny B. Trash coming out, the former world champion. He says that he has a rematch clause and blah blah blah. Basically calling Michael Elgin a meathead because he's just like a Brian Cage who's big, muscular, and everything. He's a meathead and all that. Like same promo he's always been cutting. And then Conan comes out. Like, why is Conan coming out? And he reveals that since the Lucha Brothers and LAX got everything out of the way, but pertains to beating the living hell at each other. Conan is representing for Pentagon Jr. because he is a former Impact World Champion since last year. To be next in line for the Impact World Championship against Brian Cage. And also, Michael Elgin talking about how Brian Cage is not here because of Michael Elgin. But we all know the truth of why he's not there. And also that Michael Elgin, because of what he did to Brian Cage, but Brian Cage being out from a back injury, obviously it was a freak accident from the pay-per-view. Michael Elgin he's basically he gets a very what's the word I'm trying to look for here, but a pleasing argument, basically, in a way, to go out during the Impact World Championship against Brian Cage when he comes back. But anyways, Pentagon Jr. is going to be again a shot, wants a shot as well, because Conan is representing him, because he never got his rematch from last year, and he felt like he was cheated because of that. Because they moved away from the storyline, all that, for whatever reason why they decided to do that. But also Michael Elgin, now I'm trying to remember if it was either Michael Elgin that got in the face of Conan, or it was Johnny B. Trash who got in the face of Conan and putting their hands on Conan, and this led to Pentagon Jr. coming out for the save, and also a huge brawl came out. Yeah, it was Michael Elgin. Michael Elgin can't put his hands on Conan, because Conan may have said something to Michael Elgin, which ticked off Michael Elgin, and then that's when the Pentagon Jr. came out for the save, and they started fighting, and then Johnny B. Trash got involved by laying one on to Elgin or Pentagon, one of the two. So all three of them started brawling, and then it was announced later on that's going to be Pentagon Jr. versus Michael Elgin versus Johnny B. Trash in a three-way number one contendership match, which is going to be the main event, and we'll get to that main event when we get to it. And they addressed the whole thing with Brian Cage being injured with his match with Johnny B. Trash from Rebellion, but there was no full update of it though. All they told is that he's suffering a back injury, and that's it. There's no updates of it. Well, no, which I thought was weird. It got me scratching my head and all that, and why are they not, why they don't got any information about that yet? But well, I guess we'll find out more about all of it next time. Impact Wrestling was plugging House of Glory and Impact Wrestling presenting Code Red, which is they addressed it was going to be live, which it was it already has ended up being live, which was on a Sunday, and basically on May 2nd, 2019, of a Sunday on Impact Plus. They basically download Impact Plus, sign up for Impact Plus. Basically, Impact Plus is the name replacement of Global Wrestling Network. Originally it was called Global Wrestling Network, but now it's been changed to Impact Plus. I don't know why it took them this long to change the name, unless they couldn't come up with a good name for it. So they finally came up with a good name, which I think is good. Impact Plus. Basically you can watch past pay-per-views, or it doesn't matter if it's Impact / TNA / NWA TNA, whichever you want to say. Doesn't matter. And I think this also relates to, actually no, it doesn't relate to Global Force Wrestling. Well, I guess for a little bit, at the time when they were, when Global Force Wrestling and Impact Wrestling was in partners at one point, because Jeff Jarrett came back and everything, until he fucked that up, So they basically Impact Wrestling was at one point was going to get an identity. I believe this was back in 2017, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, it was 2017 that they was gonna have their own identity, because the word TNA was dead in 2017, and they were just sticking with Impact Wrestling. And then when Global Force Wrestling came by, Jeff Jarrett and his talents, they was gonna basically take over the company by giving it an identity, work together basically. And they were, and this is why they came up with the network, their own network. They called the WWE Network and everything, and with Ring of Honor's Honor Club, and with New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Japan World. They decided to come up with their own network, and it was called the Global Wrestling Network. And they still with it, despite Jeff Jarrett with him fucking all over the company, the way he fucked it up, from the Triple Mania from 2017. I try to remember what number it was. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, 23. I think it was, or something. I don't remember, but the point is, Jeff Jarrett fucked it up, and they kept the name Global Wrestling Network until this year 2019. They finally decided to change the name. So yeah, why it took them this long to finally change the name to with a better name, I don't know. Talk to them about that. But whatever. But they're going to be sticking with me calling Impact Wrestling, and which is good. At least now you can say that they have an identity. So their identity is Impact Wrestling, and nothing more, no less. So yeah, but the point is, to watch Code Red, basically sign up for Impact Plus is only $7.99. Basically $8, and you can watch the pay-per-view. Well, I guess it's a pay-per-view, or it's just a glorified house show, whatever it was called. But yeah, it was a live event. I thought it was a pay-per-view, by the way, but it was one of those events that they did on a Sunday on May 2nd, 2019. Haven't seen it yet, but I'll find a chance to watch that. I just need to officially sign up, to be a subscriber to Impact Plus. So, and when I get a chance to watch that show, I'll watch to see how the show ends up being, and I'll do a review of it sometime this week. So there you go. So yeah, if you're interested, go to Impact Plus. You could download the app. You could sign up on on the website. There's a website of it too. Not just the app, but also the website. And sign up for Impact Plus. Just again $8 a month for any free for well, I won't say free. Again, it's $8 for you to pay, but but you get free VIP access to pay-per-views, regular shows and all that, and other shows that they do there as well on there, from past, present, and futures. And there you go. All right, so with that out of the way now, let's get to the rest of the show. So, instead of getting the one-on-one match between Ace Austin and Petey Williams from Rebellion, because we end up getting a 6-pack challenge instead, they decided to do it on Impact Wrestling, for the fallout of Rebellion. So we get Ace Austin versus Petey Williams. How is the match? Ace Austin with some dives through the ropes, hitting Petey Williams on the floor. Petey Williams locks up Ace into the trio wall and starts singing the "Oh Canada." Ace Austin connects a springboard kick. Ace Austin gives Petey Williams a sick paper cut with his card. The ace card. The ace is between his fingers. And that's him being a heel, basically. And that's just a way to be a heel. Even though I just kind of said that, but I said it in a different way. But Pete Williams, he goes to the top, but Ace Austin slams him to the mat with a hurricanrana, and hits him with a fold, which is the running blockbuster, like a Nightbreaker type of move, and he gets the 3 count to win. So yeah, Ace Austin wins a match over Pete Williams. So that's twice that Ace Austin has gotten Pete Williams' number. One from the pay-per-view and one from the show. Awesome. And I'm glad too. Ace Austin is a new guy. Good thing that Pete Williams is putting over a new guy in Impact Wrestling. And it was a good match. I thought it was obviously the first match for the show, and I thought it was pretty good. So next we get OVE with an OVE cam. Sami Callihan proposed a 4-on-4 OVE rules match for the next coming Impact Wrestling show. Basically this Friday. Because again, I'm doing this review late, and I apologize for that. But I'm looking forward to it because Sami Callihan is basically proposing it to Rich Swann, where it pertains to Willie Mack as well, who's going to also be part of it, and we'll find out who else was part of it once we get to that later on. But yeah, that was a good promo there by Sami Callihan, obviously, and then with Jake Crist, being funny in there as well. Because he ruptures the ground that Sami Callihan walks on or spits on. I don't want to talk about that anymore. But anyways, yeah, there you go. We see Rosemary. She has the undead maid of honor with her. All shackled up. With the dog collar chain and everything. And she looks scared. The undead maid of honor looks scared. Rosemary, I don't remember what she said, but I remember her saying the word Firefly, which is Kiera Hogan. Because she's the girl on fire. So, and obviously, this was also an advertising match that was announced on the show. Rosemary versus Kiera Hogan, and you have the undead maid of honor at ringside with to be forced to be at ringside for Rosemary. Tied up on to the turnbuckle. Well, not the turnbuckle, outside the ring, around the ring post basically, but yeah. So as far as the match was between Rosemary and Kiera Hogan, this is Kiera Hogan's defending her honors. After what Rosemary did to Kiera Hogan 2 weeks ago, they now decided to follow up on it. So match itself. So Kiera Hogan was fired up earlier on going on the match with some series of running strikes in the corner, and I know what moves that she's been doing too, like the running avalanche, and then the hip attack, and then the drop kick, or the single leg drop kick in a way. That's one of her combinations that she does in the corner. With those series of strikes. series of rain strikes, to say the least. But on both sides, Rosemary turns it around with a sidewalk slam. Kiera Hogan hits multiple kicks to Rosemary, and look at one of them caught Rosemary right there, right in the mush. And then Rosemary kicks out of it. Rosemary does her serious damage by locking Kiera Hogan upside down. Rosemary sends Kiera Hogan flying off the ramp and crash onto the floor. And then Su Yung comes out with the undead bridesmaids. They attack Rosemary from behind, causing a disqualification. I said to myself, what the fuck? And I thought the match was all right. And then the ending came where Su Yung, because she wants her undead maid of honor back, and they cost Kiera Hogan the match, which they don't care anyways. But I care, man. Like, what the hell? Oh my god, what the hell's going? Like, so basically, because Rosemary won the match by disqualification, the beatdown happened with, Su Yung and the undead bridesmaids onto Rosemary. Kiera Hogan recovered. She wanted to get in there to help Rosemary, but then and then she got to thinking, because Rosemary basically what Rosemary put Kiera Hogan through, where Kiera Hogan's tried to help and everything, and Rosemary doesn't need her help and everything. So Kiera Hogan decides to finally listen to Rosemary's advice and don't get involved, and that Kiera Hogan basically said listen to Rosemary. That if you don't need my help, fine. I'm not gonna help you anymore. And she leaves, and she lets the undead bridesmaids be up on Rosemary, and then Su Yung hits the pan switch, and that was it. Kiera Hogan left. That was done for her. Now, this is the one I want to talk about. Where they're going with this? What direction are they trying to go with this and everything? Because to me, this is confusing. This is getting me my head all scratched up in the head. Like, where are they going with this? So, what's going on with Rosemary here? After what she did with Kiera Hogan, but is she a heel? But as we see weeks later, she's not a heel. She's still a face. And with Kiera Hogan doing this, is she a heel now? Because she refused to help Rosemary, the baby face. What's going on here? This is so confusing. They're not giving us any hints or details of where they're going with this. Is this going to lead to Rosemary finally admitting that she does need help and she's going to have Kiera Hogan help her defeat Su Yung and the undead bridesmaids? Is this going to lead to more dissension between Rosemary and Kiera Hogan? Well, there has been a dissension because Rosemary refuses help from Kiera Hogan. But it's going to lead to more hatred between Kiera Hogan and Rosemary. What? I don't know where they're going with this, folks. And to be honest with you, I really don't like where they're going with this either. Because they're not giving us any type of ideas. I don't think even they know where they're going with this. Because their precious Allie ain't there anymore. Because it's not about Allie anymore. They don't know what to do with them anymore. Even with Allie being gone, she still has effects on the show. With both Rosemary and Kiera Hogan. But I digress. But let's move on for that now, because next we get to Melissa Santos. She interviews the Knockouts champion Taya Valkyrie after she retained her title against Jordan Grace at Rebellion, which was bullshit. Sorry about that. But Taya said that she's beaten everyone on Impact Wrestling, blah blah blah. And then Matt's Reign comes in to interrupt, and she wants a shot at the title because she at one point did beat Taya Valkyrie, which I thought was bullshit too. Because Matt's Reign shouldn't be being new knockouts. She should be pulling them over, like she did with Su Yung. Which was last year. And I think that was last Slammiversary, if I'm not mistaken. I'm assuming it was Slammiversary, but I digress. So, Taya Valkyrie was upset that whole situation, and she tells the Santos to come with her because she's going to Impact Management to talk about this. So she started having so we get to it. I think at that point they went to commercial break, and then when we came from commercial break, Melissa Santos was standing there with her sexy red dress, like so. lovely, so fine, so sexy. Like, yeah, Melissa Santos, yeah. Yeah, but anyways, but Top Rock, we heard her, arguing with the Impact, management about this whole situation, and she got what she wanted. She told, Melissa Santos, the update of it, that she doesn't have to defend her title in 30, for the next 30 days, and she will grant Madison Rayne the match, but it won't be for the title. So basically, it's gonna be the whole situation. If Madison Rayne beats Ty Valkyrie in a non-title match, she gets a title shot. Which is fine. I don't mind them doing that sometimes, but at the same time, what if the champion lose though? So yeah, and again against Madison Rayne. Of all people, Madison Rayne. Why isn't Kiera Hogan getting this opportunity? Why isn't Tessa Blanchard getting this opportunity? She beat Gail Kim. Why she ain't going to the title? This is bullshit. Madison Rayne. I mean, who's next? You're gonna have Katarina be the next in line for the title shot. Another old school knockouts. Or maybe you want to bring back Taylor Wilde out of retirement to have her a match against Ty Valkyrie. Seriously, I don't know why they're obsessed with Madison Rayne. Nothing against Madison Rayne though. I'm just saying, why of all people with Madison Rayne? Why couldn't she just stay in Ring of Honor and do the Allure faction with Velvet Sky and Angelina Love? Her name slipped out of my mind for some reason. Was blanking. The Allure, their version of the reunion of the Beautiful People, which they can't use anyways, because is Impact Wrestling. But at the same time, Impact Wrestling is allowing these stars to use the names anyway, so I don't get it, but whatever. But I guess they want to but whatever. It's whatever. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is Madison Rayne's getting a shot. Why? I don't know. Maybe she's getting her husband pulling some strings. Maybe. Who knows? But with that being said, let's move on to the next match. We get to Eddie Edwards versus Phoenix. How's the match? Eddie Edwards tries to use Kenny, the candlestick, in the match early on going, but referee stops him to do that. So Phoenix attempts to do for a rolling cutter, but Eddie Edwards counters into in there with a dwarf of his fort. Trying to remember how he did it though, but that's why I'm messing up right now a little bit. And also during the match, Killer Kross comes out of nowhere on stage, watching on the match in a creepy way, and like, what the hell is this? Like, wait, who's he targeting here? Is he targeting Eddie Edwards? Because obviously at this point that's not for Eddie Edwards because Eli Drake is gone. So is Killer Kross targeting Eddie Edwards? And we'll get to that momentarily. So Phoenix goes for a crucifix bomb for the 2 count. Eddie Edwards counters for the later on, Eddie Edwards goes for the Blue Thunder Bomb for a near fall. Eddie Edwards almost puts away Phoenix, but then also basically with the tackle driver, and then Killer Kross comes at ringside. He hands the candlestick to Eddie, so Eddie grabs the candlestick. However, Killer Kross will not let go of the candlestick, and all of a sudden Phoenix takes advantage of that distraction, hits him with a spinning muscle buster, and gets a 3 count in the win. Now, I forgot what he calls it. I know it's a muscle buster on the way he did it, but there's also a name for it as well that he came up with. But anyways, but the point is Phoenix wins the match because Killer Kross is for some reason now targeting Eddie Edwards. Why is he targeting Eddie Edwards? I have no idea, but we'll find out soon enough. But I'm interested though to see how that feud turns out between Eddie Edwards and Killer Kross. With Eddie Edwards being crazy, and with Killer Kross being a psychopath. I can't wait to see that. So sadistic in a way. Then we go backstage where we see Rich Swann, and he's talking to Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer is going to be one of the team for Rich Swann, and then Rich Swann reveals that Willie Mack is going to be part of it too as well, and they need one more person in there, and all of a sudden. Scarpa. Yeah, in case you didn't get that, that's her theme. That's supposed to be her theme. I try my best. But Scarpa says that if you need a fourth partner, and then Rich Swan's like, you're extreme and everything, but he said, but Sami Callihan is way too violent for you, for you to be involved in this match and everything. And Scarpa is like, yeah, she's like, oh, I'm flattered, but I'm not talking about me. And I knew where it was going from there. And sure enough, Falaba shows up. And there you go. So it's going to be Rich Swann, Willie Mack, Tommy Dreamer, and Falaba, who will be taking on OVE, which is Sami Callihan, Madman Fulton, and the Chris brothers, Dave and Chris. Dave and Jake, meant to say. In the 4-on-4 OVE rules match. And I can't wait to see that match, folks. Hey, at least they'll build it up. I would prefer that I had the match from there, but for that week. But I would rather have them build it up, as they did on this show, and then to get me all hyped up to watch the next time, and I am hyped for it, so I'm looking forward to it. And on top of that, Scarpa's going to be involved, at ringside obviously, which means also as well, what if OVE brings a woman in their perspective, who's from Ohio, obviously. I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But maybe Scarpa will be a distraction in a way for OVE, where OVE is going to lose the match either way. But we'll see. And on top of that, it's OVE rules too, by the way, which means there's no tags, there's weapons involved. You could fight anywhere you want, in the ring, outside the ring, on stage, into the crowd. Doesn't matter. It's going to be an all-out brawl. So how do you protect Scarpa in those situations? Because she wants to be a ringside, obviously, but how can she be involved with it? When there's going to be a lot of chaos going on. I'm assuming that maybe they'll set up a seat for her on stage like they always do for her. So I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. Otherwise, maybe they'll just keep her backstage. Maybe, I don't know, but we'll see. But however they do it, I can't wait to see the match either way, folks. OVE rules 4-on-4 match. And finally, well, actually, not yet. We're not there yet. In a way, I kind of glad I said finally, because finally the return of Rob Van Dam, the whole effing show has arrived back to Impact Wrestling. And as you can see, RVD's face, folks, he look like he's at this point now he's aging now. Aging. You can see now he's gained his age is now showing in a way. It's not that bad, but but you can see now he's aging now. Aging, not Asian. But anyways, RVD comes out. He talks about about the great talent here at Impact Wrestling, who's probably influenced by many of them. And then Ethan Page comes out, of the North. All Eagle Ethan Page comes out, and basically tells RVD that he will never use one of his moves, and he is not even RVD. He's not a hero. He basically saying that RVD is not one of his heroes, and he said he never wanted to be anything like RVD. And I say to myself, good. This is the type of wrestler I want to hear, because you always hear these wrestlers saying, "Oh, I looked up to you. You're my hero. I wanted to be just like you and everything." I've been seeing that done so many times in wrestling. And Ethan Page is one of those guys who said who said the opposite of that. I'm like, wow, finally, a wrestler that says that he doesn't look up to anyone like a RVD. So RVD proposed a match out of the two, and the Ethan Page basically turns him down and suggests they have a match next week instead. And then RVD decides to go on and get a steel. By the way, Ethan Page brought the steel chair. By the way, just to bring that up. RVD hits him. Basically, hits Ethan Page with a steel chair. The Van Damme. And there you go. We go backstage. We see Josh Alexander. He's frustrated with Ethan Page for getting the match with RVD, where he's supposed to be getting where they're supposed to be booking themselves for a tag team title shot against LAX. Speaking of LAX, by the way, did they do a video vignette of LAX at their the clubhouse? I don't know where they're going with LAX in this one. I'm assuming they mentioned the North that wants opportunity against them, whatever. To be honest with you folks, I don't know where they're going with this one, but I don't. Basically, O'Conan is letting LAX know, he's still in charge of LAX or whatever. It'll be another segment there in a way, but back to Josh Alexander and Ethan Page, the North. They also we see Moose trying to remember how it was done. Okay, so Moose tells Ethan Page not to worry about the tag team match because Moose reveals he will team up with Josh Alexander to face LAX, while Ethan Page takes care of Rob Van Dam. And there you go. Problem solved. Now for the main event match, where you got a guy from Smash. Actually, is there a place called Smash Town? No. What I meant to say was, from Trash Town, USA, California, the former Beat Trash World Champion, and he holds the X. Because if you remember my review about United We Stand, Johnny Beat Trash won the Ultimate X match so he could get a title shot of the X Division title whenever he wants. Yeah, of all people they have won that match was Johnny B. Trash. But Johnny B. Trash being coming by Johnny E. Bravo. So Johnny E. Bravo is still his personal assistant, no longer a referee. I'm assuming. I guess he's now his manager or whatever. Versus Unbreakable Michael Elgin versus Pentagon Jr. in a 3-way no contendership match to get a future title shot against Brian Cage. So, how's the match? Beat Trash with a springboard by Elgin. He cuts him off. He cuts him off and hits him with a powerbomb in the apron. On the apron, let's say. Pentagon Jr. hits a double foot stomp onto Elgin off the top rope. Basically, with Elgin being trapped in the corner there, trio wolf style. We get a huge top rope doom as Beat Trash hits a springboard German on Elgin, and Elgin hits Pentagon with a vertical suplex on the top rope. Their own top rope doom, which I thought was pretty cool. And Beat Trash didn't botch. Elgin catches Pentagon Jr. in midair, connects with a vicious Uranagi. Beat Trash attempts to do the countdown for the impact elbow. 5, 4, 3, 2. He goes for the impact elbow, but he knew Elgin was going to move out of the way, so he does the whole thing where he hands on his feet and then rolls through. Pentagon Jr. hits the powerbomb backbreaker from the floor on Beat Trash. Beat Trash attacks Pentagon with a steel chair at ringside. And there was one spot that Beat Trash botched onto Pentagon. Try to go for Hurricanrana off the apron, and he botched that. Yeah, Johnny B. Trash was Beat Trash on that night. Not that he was before, because he was from the beginning. When he came out to come that promo. But then Elgin hits Beat Trash with a huge clothesline, gives him a buckle bomb, and does a set power bomb, which he calls it the Elgin bomb. And Michael Elgin, Big Mike, gets the 3 count in the win, and your winner, and new number 1 contender for the Impact World Championship, Big Mike, Michael Elgin, who is unbreakable. And there you go, folks. And yeah, I'm glad Johnny B. Trash lost, but at the same time, Johnny B. Trash still got that X, where he could get a title shot against Rich Swann. And you know what retains the X Division Championship? Option C. So I hope and pray that Rich Swann doesn't lose to this piece of trash and Johnny B. Trash in the future, whenever they decide to book that match. because again, it's up to Johnny B. Trash to invoke his title shot against you know you know Rich Swann for the X Division Championship, and whenever he wants. Bullshit. Talking about wrestling, for Impact Wrestling, the show from May 3rd, 2019. Four matches. I wish it could have been 5, to see RVD back in the ring. Because they was doing this epic return of him come back to wrestle. And he didn't even wrestle, but I guess we'll see him wrestle this week. But, whatever. But, my overall rating for the show, I'm going to go... I still remember what my overall rating what I was doing with the Asylum, with the whole live reaction to it on Mr. Ricky J 21's channel. But I'm gonna go for 6 out of 10. I mean 6.5 out of 10. I thought it was a good show, and I think next show. I think next week. Well, actually, I think this week's show on the Friday is gonna be a way better show than the show that I'm talking about that I just finished talking about. So that being said, I'm done. Thank you go for watching. It's a natural born thriller, saying peace on the streets. Take care.